Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. We are back once again. Hello, hello. Here we are, back on track once more. Not sure how long I'm going to be here today, but anything's better than nothing, I figure. It's another day in WoW Paradise. Oh, yeah. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's see where we are. I do not even remember how far I managed to get. Okay. Reset is not till tomorrow, so we better get on with it. See if I can get the stock up on some things. Get some more ammo. I figure I could put in the time to continue some AV just for the hell of it. Might as well grind out some more. See how we do. Anyway, how are you? How's everybody doing? See if I can stock up on some water, some food, and maybe head inside and see about some more AV. Okay. are the most what are the highest level mana potions? Superior? One, 3. Oh well, that'll have to do. Once you see the price ramping up, it's just not important enough anymore. Feels like sometimes it just goes overboard. Price inflation is a thing. Okay, so we're fairly stocked on various things. Oh, you know, yeah, I'm not. It hasn't reset yet. God damn it. I don't have access to the Champions Hall until I get through the reset. Annoyingly enough. Anywho, very soon we have to continue with the 3 drakes. So many things I've not prioritized just now. I'll have to do that at some point. Okay, another day, another grind. Let's see here. I was wondering if so I was just checking out something here. So GRM officer include joined. Okay. Oh, that's a toughie. Officer's note. Supposedly there's 27 people who have a note that in some manner is impacting the ability to start configuring GRM. So now I have to walk through them, see if I can find out which ones they are. Nope, it's not updating either, so that doesn't help. Back again. Okay, one more try. This can turn out to be a long process. Hey man, how's it going? Good morning. We're back again. Just as I thought I was about to jump into some AV for the hell of it, I noticed a couple of challenging settings that needed to be impacted, so now I'm here. Trying to clean up. Got one night to get 100k. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I have reached the cap right now in terms of I got my 110k. I should be rank 7 by reset. I figured I might try and squeeze out the 32k to just today, just because, you know, I have the time. So, and then I got caught up in this little rabbit hole right here. But I think mine is more doable than yours. Sounds rough, at least. I'm happy it's not me. I hope you make it though, of course. Does it feel like it's a mountain to climb, or do you feel confident that you'll succeed? Hope this works out. AVs have been so on and off recently. Seems to either have a long win streak or yeah. It really feels like it's, you know, touch and go either way, and there's no sort of figuring out if it's one or the other. I think, you know, that's actually even, you know, that's one of the frustrating things, is that if you had this notion of, okay, I can average a clean, let's say 2500 honor per BG, you know, you can sort of estimate, okay, I need 40 of them or whatever. But when it's so unpredictable, good morning, Monstella, how are you? All of a sudden, when it's just unpredictable, even, you know, the whole, okay, is it gonna take me 100 BGs all of a sudden if I only average 1k versus, you know, a consistent whatever 2.5, 3? It just feels, I find it frustrating all of a sudden to have this notion of being closer than ever, and then it sort of drags on. I'm just trying to clean up some old data populated in some of the officers' notes that's preventing the GRM tool from successfully updating. There's not enough room. Control tags. I have no idea what I'm doing. Try to sort this out. As is always the easiest to do, procrastinate. I'll simply give up for now. Anywho, let's see if I can work towards 32k. Just for the hell of it. I had a bit of time today, and you know, I should probably be doing something else actually, but right now I didn't really feel like it. I should probably be continuing the grind for Prebis, and on the other hand, I wasn't really feeling it right now. Anywho, Tuesday, reset is tomorrow. After that, let's see. Still not completely unsure how far I want to go actually in terms of grinding out honor. So I figured while I'm actually inclined to do it at the moment, might as well see if I can flesh out some more. I really am completely unsure as to the extent of what I want to do. But I don't actually have a problem with it, so it's not a big deal per se. It's more of a, what do I feel like? What's the flavor of the day? Yeah. Always used to complain about the FK. Yeah, FK honor leeches. Now you understand. Yeah. You know, I think it's a tough one because in principle, you know, I think it's wrong, but at the same time, I do understand the cause for sometimes finding yourself in a situation where that's sort of the way you have to go. You know, so it's given me some new insight as well, in the sense of the difference between one and the other, right? And it is what it is. I know. You can say there's not a lot of other features within the game where it's a possibility, right? I mean, you're not gonna be able to do something similar in a raid unless it's been agreed upon with somebody else, right? I mean, if it's a guild raid, maybe there's a reason for you being able to be AFK and somebody is still gonna be funneling loot to you if it's sort of part of a process of gearing a new character. But otherwise, you know, you don't join a pug and sit around at the entrance and manage to get away with it. So it's a very limited feature specific to one thing where it's a possibility, right? You can't AFK while fishing. You can't AFK while, you can queue up some sort of crafting thing, cooking or whatever, and leave for a shorter period of time while it's sort of, just banging out volume, but that's about it, right? So it's not as if it's a game that really emphasizes the fact that this is just something you can repeatedly do, right? So, and at the same time, looking at the amount of trips you have to visit AV, I can follow the fact that you can find yourself in that situation. Okay, this is slow to pop today. This is the second time in the last 2 days I've been online where I have started to voice my wonder as to why the queue didn't pop, and just as I move my mouse, it popped both times. Not sure if I should give that any further thought or if that's just an isolated incident. Roughly 5k revered. Tough choices. Anywho, it's Tuesday. Coffee's still warm. Have a bit of time on my hands. What's not to like? If nothing else, the opportunity to clock some game time in the company of good, wonderful, cheerful guild friends, makes everything just a little bit easier. Good morning, time to wreck some allies, boss. Yeah, good morning, man. It sure is. Let's see who wrecks who. Either way, you know. There's actually a couple. I think Totana put in a Scholomance run he was looking to do tonight, and there is a. We tried to put in a an event for Thursday evening so far for the trying to see if we could push either like MC Trash or something. If worst case, we can always do another UBR, see if we can gear up some more people. But that was in scope right now. I was hoping maybe to try to make a an event again Sunday evening, because right now Sunday seems to be the day of the week where the most people have replied that they are eligible for stuff. So I might try and test that out by putting an event for Sunday. I just need to make sure that I actually am able to myself first, of course. But if we can do that, then at least it gives us an extra day this week to try to test out, see how things look, and if we can get underway. I mean, we have more and more people hitting 60, and at the same time I feel like right now we're sort of in a slump. There's less of them signing than there was 2 weeks ago, so trying to identify right now what's really going on and what we can do to try to further it. So yeah, we have to figure out how to manage. Yep. So yeah, it's really right now about managing to squeeze that first event off. I think as soon as we do the first event, the likelihood of the next one being easy to initiate is present, in my opinion. So we need to get off to we need to launch that first spaceship, and then it'll hopefully improve from there. Yeah, so really hoping, but at the same time, looking at the signups for this week and last week as well, all of a sudden we have a shit ton of these shit ton of hunters, and not necessarily a lot of anything else, right? So also trying to contemplate if I should put some more attention into leveling up a shaman. The work has begun, but it's slow going right now. But it might be that I should prioritize it more, so to give us some more versatility, because we seem to be lacking in some areas right now. And there's fair enough. There's a lot of guild members who are already on a second character, so given enough time, we will be in a position where we have a lot of opportunities. You can say, and everything that is sort of challenging us right now will be alleviated to a far extent with the introduction of Zul'Gurub, because all of a sudden we only need 20 people. That's that's at least that much more doable. So I think that getting to that point will be good for us. But yeah, there's another phase to go first. Going to MC with 20 pets, yeah, could be. let's see. I mean, I can sort of conclude that I've gone through a few different mind games, not mind games necessarily, but like thought processes already, because for a short period of time, you know, I was frustrated about lack of progress, you know, but at the same time, okay, you know, there's a lot of people playing, but we also play at very different times, and you know, there's no, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be in such a manner that, you know, we respect people's differences and people play when they can and everything. So, you know, there's no use in crying over spilt milk. If we manage progress, we manage progress. And so I figured, you know, things will pan out as they do, and I'm sure we can get through anything anyway. So yeah. I'm sure we will manage at some point. I mean, you know, I figure this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're, you know, some of us are probably gonna be here for a long time. So, you know, for myself, you know, don't get frustrated over things that aren't going as you expected. They never do. You know, appreciate the things that are. You know, there's still a lot of content to do, a lot of opportunities to, you know, have fun, do things with all of you. And so focus on that instead of, you know, trying to force something that you're not really a master over anyway. So and that is kind of, that's been a positive, I think. Ouch. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, nope. So coming back to the whole, you know, I think, you know, it's sort of a, okay, you know, appreciate the things that you have an influence over, you know, and deal with the rest, right? Again, I think there's so many things for us to do in so many different levels between now and whenever this thing's over, right? I mean, if the opportunity, if the game gives the opportunity to go through TBC and even just Wrath, then I'm satisfied. You know, I'm not sure I would stay on if it progressed further. Maybe depends on how things are, but I could see myself at least sticking around for at least, you know, that's maybe 3-4 years into the future. So it's not a sprint, right? There's so many things happening. I'm finally gonna be reaching my imaginary goal of squid in the bank later. Nice. Gonna be stocked up full on winter squid and ready for summer. I hope you refrigerated your bank so it doesn't smell. Could have stopped or made myself a stretch goal. Might continue just other ones. Okay, nice. How many have you collected so far? $1,500. Wow, my hats off to you for your dedication. Must use winter spring bank. Yeah, yes. I think that makes sense to consider the fact that you need, refrigeration. That thing, that fish is gonna smell so nasty if you don't, man. There's actually a thing I was wondering. I was wondering if one of you could help me test right now. I was, in this past 2 weeks where we've been testing this whole streaming thing, I tried to set up some alerts, of course, to, show up when somebody new followed or something, and it wasn't working. And I've so many different settings I tried to tweak and things. I think I managed to figure out what was wrong. So if one of you could try to unfollow and then follow again, just so we can see if it actually does work now, the alert, just for the hell of it. Because I noticed I was watching part of one of the VODs the other day. Nope. Okay, that's just annoying. Thanks for trying. Okay, now I understand even less. Thank you. I'll have to give it a test at some point, see what I can figure out then. I thought I had identified the issue. Too many different configuration options. Was too easy. That was too easy. Yes. Could be. Anywho. So how has the grind been for the rest of you? I know some of you have been grinding away at the AV as well. I'll be the first to admit that my low target numbers have been manageable. I'm basically at 110k, which is all I needed for this week's progression. Now I'm only considering squeezing out a bit more because I had a bit of time on my hands, but still. I'm thankful. Easy grind this week. 110k. Yeah, I'm thankful that I'm not, targeting 418,000, and I'm not sure that I ever will. I really am unsure. I had the impression I can manage to say that quite a few times between now and forever. If nothing else, I think that I get off easier in the sense of if I'm mentally prepared to not do it, it feels like less of a burden ahead of me. And then, if I choose to go another route later, maybe it's easier. I think the whole concept of if it ends up feeling like a chore, then it's gonna be mentally exhausting. So trying to avoid going down that path for sure. I'm also unsure if I could actually find the time to manage that grind. So right now it's easier, at least I think from here on, especially after this week's reset. It's easier to look ahead in terms of maybe fleshing out one rank a week. You know, it's a more editable sizable portion. So let's see. I'll have to figure out as time progresses what I'm up for. Gigapig the Paladin. On the one hand, you know, there's plenty of characters who've come up with super inspiring, fun names, word pun, and then there's people who went with Gigapig. You know, we have a bit of everything, I feel. Gigapig. You can get away with things that are fun. Gigapig isn't one of them, is it? It's not really. It's not, you know, it's not really doing anything for me. Too quick. Could at least stack them up, couldn't you? We had one the other day. This is before the weekend. Was it Friday? Probably. Last time I was doing the AV, yeah. I had one of the games. I think we had 2 healers in total. You know, out of 40 people. That was surprising. We did manage to win that one. Simply because, you know, the damage was so high, but it might just as well have been complete White Fest. So having 2 healers at least who were on point was enough. But we very quickly identified the fact that it was gonna be uphill. You know, it was basically, I think we had 2 priests, and then we had felt like 600 hunters and warriors, something like that. You know, mages. But yeah, it panned out surprisingly, really surprisingly, I think. Oh yeah, bit of morning coffee. All right. Anywho. So, let's see here. I was gonna say another busy day. It's not really, I guess, right? I plan to manage to squeeze in this stream this morning, and then I do have to clock some hours at work a bit later. So this is sort of just getting off to a good start in the mornings. Those low healer AVs are really tricky. Some people are blind. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's really touch and go all of a sudden. So anything can happen. You can really get lucky, and you can really get unlucky, right? But not sure what the heck I'll do with the large might fish sticks. Yeah, okay. Because it's not something that, you know, is eligible to sell or doesn't sell. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, worst case you can of course vendor it, but still might not be an opportune thing to do. It's mostly a lack of alternatives, I guess, or could be. Sometimes LOS is a bitch. Come on. Steak is 10 stam. Tanks probably prefer the stam spirit food, and it's even better. Yeah, yeah, I can follow that. Yeah, so there's just not any demand for it because it's not good enough. Well, you know, you can maybe you can give it away to somebody, otherwise you'll just have to vendor it, right? Or use it. I mean, you could effectively just say, okay, I know that I have food for every situation. You know, I can always just pop a new one if it runs out, just to utilize it for something. But it's never gonna amount to anything specific or particular. It's more just of a, I have it, so I'll use it. That might end up being your outcome. Just like, okay, yeah, you can say, you know, it fairly quickly stacks up, right? You know, you quickly end up having a lot of it, so it's also, you know, can you effectively store it at some point? What's funny is the Lord Mightfish catch rate is so low, yet it's not good in comparison. Yeah, okay. Okay, 11 seconds. Yeah. So, but you know, so it's almost like a, you know, you're looking at a double negative in the sense that it's low drop chance, which would mean that you shouldn't have a lot of it. At the same time, it's also not very good, so there really is no incentive. Only caught in the shower? Yeah, okay. Give it a second. They're about to... Seems like very few people for this attempt, I would say. Got some mages ready to go. Come on, come on, come on. Go, go, go. Time to kick the tires and light the fires. Let's go. Damage is fair. There we go. You've got 520 lobsters to deal with from yesterday. Well, that's you know, that's a fair amount. You know, that's a measurable amount, not just like a petty thing. That's a sizable amount of lobsters to get through. It's so dumb. No, I mean, I think you've in some manner you've had some fun with it, right? You've did it either because it was relaxing or it was entertaining, or you know, you could do something else while taking your mind off of things. So you know, I figure that you know, it's been a byproduct of the time you spent doing something, and now you have an opportunity to do something with what you're left with. Tanks will go with rum tea, rum. Yeah, blessed sunfruit. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't even... Blissfully ignorant, I haven't even started thinking about trying to stack up on consumables or anything yet. There may come a day, there may come a time where I'll have to give it some actual thought. looking back, there's a lot of the considerations I had before getting to 60 about what I was gonna do when I made it that have gone differently. Not necessarily worse, just differently. My very structured approach initially to how I was gonna go about pre-bits and all that stuff sort of went out the window, and I just have been winging it, improvising in the sense of, okay, what do I feel like today. It's actually been good in the sense of not having this sense of urgency necessarily, just taking things as they came, and if somebody was doing some sort of dungeon, regardless of whether it was actually what I needed, it was more fun to tag along just for the hell of it. So yeah, that's been positive. Again, less of a sense of a chore, not all of a sudden just like the pressure to do something specific. Only thing you've really done besides the squid is get some fire protection potions. Yeah, not the greater. Yeah, regular ones. Yes. Yeah. They're good to have as well. I think I had a stack somewhere as well, because I was initially looking to do the molten core attunement just by myself. So I just had a stack of potions, so I could, when I was in a BRD, I could jump out the window and basically just do the lava swim. And then all of a sudden we ended up doing something else instead, so I haven't needed them. So I just have them lying around for later. There we go. Queues up. Time to rock and roll. If we're talking about effectiveness of honor kills per hour or honor per hour, and there we go again. A pathetic situation. Pathetic hesitation. First time chat. A pathetic hesitation. How wonderful of you to stop by and spill your guts. Advertising, streamboo.com. Anyway, what I was saying was, from a honor per hour effectiveness perspective, the 2-minute wait before the gates open, it's actually killing you, right? That's a lot of time spent, percentage wise. If we're averaging 3 games an hour, 10% of our time is spent waiting for the gates. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's 10% an hour. How many games do you need? It's gonna be a lot. Blizzard's griefing you with the gates 2-minute CD. Nope, it wasn't Gigapig this time. You gotta appreciate the guy who goes the exact opposite way from the rest of his faction and does like a solo man hero type situation, running into the entire Horde faction looking to impact in some way, right? Like there's a guy who, you know, there's a guy with some attitude. You know, he'll be the first to die, but he must feel like it has some sort of impact somewhere. There we go. Has anybody taken the time yet to do the Venomhide Raptor quest line from Ungoro for the mount? I've been thinking about it, haven't bothered yet, but it might be that at some point, just for the hell of it. You can say, you know, you're gonna have to plan for what is it, 20 days, right, of doing a repeatable or doing a daily quests to get it. So, you know, it does make sense at least to plan a bit for it, but and they don't have to be, you know, consecutive days, so you can always just start and dip your toes every once in a while. I just haven't felt that was important just yet. Let's see. Do-do-do-do. Come on, come on. I managed to brain lapse earlier. Not sure if my pet is actually capable of tanking this thing. Fishing, collecting, cooking recipes. Yeah. Don't think I have the mental strength for that kind of thing. I salute those who grant. Yeah. Yes. I think you're spot on in that sense that the whole grinding out winter spring for blogs is just, you know, that's dedication on a whole nother level. I need more mana. Maybe I could get my pet up in time. The game so far have been okay. Positive in the sense that we've won them all fairly doable. You know, fairly well off in the sense it haven't been long games, haven't been a turtle at all. See here, 1 in 10 minutes, 1 in 9 minutes, and this one's still going. So all things considered, I'd say that's pretty good. Above average. Transfer like to me? Yeah, you need it more than I do. You know, I'm just messing around. Need 24k. Yep, another fair game. Fairly straightforward. I feel like these past few days doing the AVs in the morning progress for the Horde is much more clean. Much more straightforward, you know. Good quick wins. You know, let's see, Friday. Okay, Friday was generally a good day, right? You know, so let's see here, Friday. Predominantly wins. That was a big match. Let's see here. Wednesday, you know, Wednesday, look, first few games in the morning, 8 a.m. go well, then consecutive losses basically for the next 4 hours, and then more of a bit of both from that point on. So yeah, it's been uphill. Morning queues are better. Yeah, it seems that way for whatever the reason. More success, which is nice, you know, from a progression standpoint at least. Yeah. Maybe Horde is more like a morning morning person. You know, I think generally that sort of is completely the opposite of what I expected, right? You know, you expect that gamers in general, you know, completely generalizing here, gamers are, you know, the ones who've stayed up all night, sleep late, you know, get a late start for the day. On the other hand, of course, looking at the average age of what the gaming community is in WoW Classic, it's probably, you know, the old timers such as ourselves. So there's no sleeping late anymore, you know. Get up, get kids off to school or whatever. You're up and about early. There's no sleeping late ever. Or sleeping late is 6 a.m. I would say honestly, I feel that the looking back on the years where I would, you know, have that typical gamer cycle of staying up all night, sleeping late, versus now where it's completely the opposite. I do feel generally that I am much more effective. Especially, you know, the first hours after I get up are much more. I feel sharper, more on edge, positively, and in the sense of like thought process compared to how it was in the old days, like feeling sluggish and, you know, slow to get off to a good start, clear mind and all that. So my coffee got cold. I have to get more coffee at some point. Warm coffee. Come on. Time to go. Kick some ass. So what did you do this morning? I stood around waiting outside the gates. Here's an interesting question. Are any of you considering pursuing the Scarab Lord once the gates of Ankirai open? You know, you're gonna be looking to do the contribution to the AQ war efforts, hoping to ring the gong, get the Scarab Lord title and the mount, because then anything you've done in the regards to this AV grind is gonna feel like it was a walk in the park, right? It's basically I think it's the most desirable title / mount I've ever wanted, and that I've always known I will never get anywhere close to, you know. And I think I've actually come to terms with that a long time ago, but it's still to this day is something that is a grievance to me. There was one point I actually was considering buying you know, like a WoW account off somebody else who had it, just to get it, but I ended up going, you know, sort of deciding not to do that. But it was something that I gave some serious thought at some point. But you know, it's not the same. It's not the same when you don't earn it, right? It's just not. It's not. You'll always know that you're not the one who achieved it. Have any of you been keeping tabs on the Race to World First? I had while I was at work yesterday, I sort of jumped on my phone a few times during the day, just listened in for a few minutes on the Echo stream just to get a feel for how things were going. I hadn't been keeping tabs before then, so I didn't have any idea of if they'd actually finished the split runs so far and were actually starting to progress Mythic. So interesting to see what happens there. A bit further down the line at least. See how it goes. Haven't paid any attention? Yeah, fair enough. It's I find it entertaining because they really do, you know, not just Echo but the top tier guilds doing the Mythic. You gotta say, you know, these are some people who've managed to take the art of gaming to the pinnacle of what is possible, you know, looking at even just like the whole way they go about things in terms of planning and preparing and you know, spreadsheets and you know, if you look at the size of the organization behind the players at this point in time, you know, the amount of people that you have working for you, you know, analysts and all these things, it's, you know, it's impressive. It's impressive in its own right, I feel. It's interesting to see that's why, you know, it's a well-oiled machine all of a sudden. It's not just, you know, 20 guys who decided to see what they could, you know, that if they could put in enough time and effort to, you know, beat the others, all of a sudden it's a completely optimization on a, you know, high level, which I feel is, you know, to me it's impressive in its own right, and I think it's interesting to follow for that reason as well. So say, okay, these are some of the guys who've taken it to the max, and at the same time, you know, there's some level of meta understanding, in the sense that you have especially these two teams who are, you know, always battling it out for first place year after year. And looking at the you can say looking at the different strategies that they use is interesting, right? Because there's these different opportunities for how they strategize, what they do, you know, what's their plan. And that's cool. I think that's cool. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, that's close. A little closer than intended. Not sure I'm still alive. As soon as he looks in my direction, I'm gone. Ouch. Move away. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We made it. Once they start cleaving in your proximity, you know, you gotta be on edge. That was insane. From a very small, isolated situation. I'm surprised I managed. Yeah, you're welcome to do so. That would be a pleasure. How are things looking? 20k. Yeah, okay. Well, it's going okay. Okay, I'll leave the queue and then I will try again. For some reason, if I leave the queue, it feels like it's my add-on or UI, whatever, is very slow to update when I try to queue up with the Battlemaster once again. I almost always end up having to reload to get it to register properly. I was unsure if there's like a hidden cooldown that sort of ends up doing something to negate my ability to sort of queue up again, you know, just after, but it works out. So yeah, it has not been a big enough issue that it really is a problem. Hmm. 11k for rank 5, 80%. Might as well try a few AV games. Yesterday evening, 4 AV games, all losses. Oh, tough. That is tough. That sucks. Sometimes it just feels so sluggish. It's really it can feel really discouraging, you know, that you're just grinding away and getting what feels like nowhere. Here we go. Let's go. The hunt continues. So far, good, fair amount of success today. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Also some, fairly good times for the AVs in general. Could be much worse, right? Could be much worse. Let's see how we fare. Do-do-do-do. Recently been testing out mostly resistance armor build with the cat. Nice. How's that been? Have you come to any good conclusions? You're looking sharp. Rank 4 frost, rank 3 fire. Okay, yes. Okay. I don't actually, I didn't play initially Max Frostfell Blizzard, yeah. I didn't play a hunter when I played Vanilla WoW. I didn't have a hunter until sometime during TBC. So the only pet skill prioritizations I remember are from TBC. And I haven't even right now. I think even just my pet hasn't necessarily received the amount of attention it should. I actually don't think I've really changed the pet abilities since leveling it. Mostly, I just did whatever made sense in terms of needing it for soloing, leveling to 60. So I haven't even gone back and revisited if I should actually have changed something. You mostly just choose resistance based on what you're doing in the end game. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. So you make sure to tailor it to whatever you're doing. So for Molten Core, it makes sense to consider fire more than shadow, for example. Or maybe it's fire and then shadow more than it's frost and something else. So rank 4 fire, shadow for MC. Yeah. Rank 2 something, rank 1 something. Yeah. Sounds accurate. Jesus. There's a party here, huh? Come on. The heroic efforts of a single mage. Anyway, when was it? Was it... is it... Yeah, it didn't work out for him, no. Well, depending on what he was expecting, you know. When was it? Was it... today's Tuesday. So when was it? Was it the end of this week that the next phase was coming out? Was it on the 15th? So if it was, it's 4 days from 20th. Okay. So that'll be, what, Thursday next week ish? 7, yeah, 18. Okay, Thursday next week. Yeah, okay. Basically just means, you know, with the launch of third phase, we can just entirely skip MC, step right into BVL, just dominate in our green gear. Hope that goes well. I haven't tried this before. I saw somebody who managed this the other day, like being able to, felt like he was capping the flag from here. Not sure how he managed. I did not. I will. Never mind. April 3rd or 4th for Rathibasan. Okay. I actually thought they were coming out at the same time. I guess they're not. No, you're right. I do remember that now because that was when the they started with the Battleground weekends as well. You are right. We can be fairly sure that the amount of people doing AV is gonna drop off significantly as soon as AB's out, just because most people will be done anyway. And then as soon as it's a BG weekend, that's where they're gonna go. Go wherever the honors doubled. Oh, let's go. Oh. I was about to say, how did I live through that? I didn't. When I was intercepted from the other side as well. Come on. Nice. Good success so far in general. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. How's it looking? Oh, oh well. You have completed 800 quests, according to Autobiographer. That's kind of... I remember in Wrath doing the achievements. You know, there was the whole what was it called? Was it Seeker? There was one of the achievements for which you had to have completed 3,000 quests. And so you had to go back and do a lot of the quests from vanilla content. And that felt like a massive chore. All of a sudden, having done 800 already hasn't felt that bad, because it's been a natural flow in the process of leveling that you get through quite a significant amount. But I'm still surprised actually that it's 800 already. Missed the part about 800. Yeah, I'm using the Autobiographer for it. It has so many irrelevant statistics, but it's kind of fun. Jumps, 15,937 jumps so far. Time spent casting, 9 hours. Time spent dead, in combat, grouped, whatever. Yeah, all these different silly little whatever. Yeah, you'll have to make another character and then do it. You know, but it's been silly but entertaining. I think the ones that have been like the most when it gets populated into notified into the chat, it's have been in regards to especially the amount of jumps. For some reason, kind of goes to show you that anytime I'm not doing anything else, apparently I'm jumping. But also you have like, okay, how much damage have you dealt in total, things like that. AB, there's actually a statistic. So AB, 34 wins, 23 losses, 3 that I didn't finish. 34. It's only 34 even, I'm surprised it's not more. It's felt like more. 30. It is an interesting day. I'm awaiting the opening of the stock market. See how things look today. Things have been rough these past few days, so I'm trying to figure out if we're going up or going down. My crypto has been doing bad these past few weeks. I'm glad I haven't bought anything recently, but I've been looking to buy up when we hit bottom, but I'm not quite sure when we're there yet, so sort of holding off, waiting for the plunge to to expire before I start buying up again. But these stocks have been in a rough place. The US stocks have really been impacting the European stocks as well. So I'm glad I've exited most of my stock strategies right now. So it is going to be very interesting to see the development these future days. Whoops. I'm looking ahead to the looking ahead to our future mortgage for the new house. I'm really glad that I locked the rates when I did. I basically managed to do so last week, no, a week and a half ago, just before the rates started plummeting. So really, that's a positive thing. I think the conversion rates on the mortgages right now have completely bombed out. So even just this past week and a half have been tremendously impactful in terms of how things are looking. So that's a relief. The concept of ending up having to borrow maybe up towards of 3 to 5% extra because the conversion rates are down would have been, tough. Yep. These are unsettling financial times at the moment, that's for sure. Onwards. Alrighty, how's it going? 16 to go. Coming along. Yo, sorry for the not paying enough attention. Meow, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Thanks for being here. Nice to see you. I was trying to, earlier this morning, figure out if my alert add-on was working properly, but it, for some reason, isn't. So Not quite sure why it's not, but I'll have to fix that at some point. But thank you for being here anyways. It's a pleasure to see you. Where did you happen to pop in from? From a couple of classic EVT DKPs to shit. Okay. How's that been going? Feels like you should be able to stand on this pillar, right? Help on a few guilds. Okay, in between. Nice. That's awesome. And are you still excited about it? Classic era? Fully immersed, fully entertained? Love next. Mr. Like a Peachy, so yeah, okay, fair enough. That's cool. Have you been doing the whole SOD as well? No SOD or fresh here, just an era, Andy. That's fair enough. I mean, to each his own, right? If you found what makes you most happy, then that's what you should be doing, right? It was, I'd say for myself, it was basically purely by chance that I ended up where I did. So, you know, all of a sudden, I'd been playing on a private server, Wrath Content, and I was burned out, and I was really contemplating if I wanted to, you know, give WoW a long rest. And then by chance they announced the new anniversary servers, and I kind of, you know, figured, okay, I might give it a shot. And then from there it's just like catapulted exponentially in the sense of enjoyment for the game once again, and the wonderful guild members I have just made it so worthwhile to be here, enjoying myself. So that is awesome. I'm happy for you. Happy that you are finding it to your liking as well. It really just is about feeling that you're entertained. You know, sometimes it might even just be like the little things that make you happy, but I think, you know, if they do, that's the thing you need to focus on. That is really what it's all about. Same goes for work, I guess. Awesome. Really is about having fun. Yeah, exactly. And the people you meet along the way. Very much so. I mean, I made a guild on the server shortly after I joined, happened to find some people on Reddit who were looking to start a casual guild. So we ended up, you know, basically meeting up on a random Discord forum and fleshing out the details to start something. And then we created a guild. Everybody else who I sort of started out with left again within a week, maybe 2 weeks. But at least we'd managed to get the guild off the ground by then. And it's sort of exploded since, in the sense of a number of people. So I think even in conclusion, with very, very few exceptions, the majority of the 50-ish followers that I have are all my wonderful guild members who are supporting me. So wonderful, wonderful people who it has been an absolute pleasure to hang out with so far. You know, it's been what we've been up and running for. What is it? Maybe 4 months now? Is it 4 months? Probably. And it has, every day has been such a pleasure, such an amazing time. Shits and giggles all the way around. So yeah, super excited for it. Lots more to come. Let's see where it goes. But I think it's really also been none of what has been done so far has felt like a chore or felt in any way other than just good, clean fun. You know, and it really has so much to do with the people you are doing it with, right? So yeah, really has been. It couldn't have asked for a better anniversary experience. Let's see if we can get this show on the road once again. Yep. The mage had more damage output than I did, so he got the aggro. Fair enough. I'll contribute instead. Ouch. Not looking promising. Don't run towards me. Oh. It's not over yet. It's not pretty. It might be that we succeed still, but it's not pretty, that's for sure. Oh well. Doesn't matter. It's sort of similar to Raid, right? It doesn't matter how ugly it is. If you get the boss killed, it's a success. There's no extra points for beauty or a flawless execution. How's it going? 13,676 to go. It's been a good morning, right? We've had all wins. 2, 5, 7, 10, 16k so far in what, 2 hours? No, an hour and a half. That's okay. I'll take it. Considering the fact that it's not even points I actually needed, but just to progress a bit more. It's been good fortune. $4.45k more for rank 5, 80%. We'll see what I do after that. Yeah. Cool. So that's hopefully just two more queues, and then you're done. At least you have the opportunity at that point to figure out if you want to continue, right? But 2 more wins. That's all we we only count the wins. We expect only wins. There is no other option. At least that should be some progression. Yeah. Alrighty, now rank 4, 60%. Had rank 5, 0% predicted, but figured might play a few. Get to that. Rank 5, 80% prediction. Yeah, I can follow. Yeah. No, I think the thing to do the thing you're talking about with in the rank progression is mostly that the breakpoints for when you've invested the least amount of time to be closest to bridging the next honor accumulation that you need, is just all of a sudden somewhere in the middle of different ranks, I figure, right? So on paper, it's the least amount of time invested to give you the fastest progression. I have a hard time with it in the sense that I've been so used to Wrath as the most recent reference I have, in which the only thing that mattered was the amount of honor kills you had, right? So you needed 100 honor kills to get Scout rank 1, then you needed 500 to get the next rank, and so on and so on and so on. So the whole concept of it being based on honor is, not new in a sense, but still unfamiliar territory. And then all of a sudden, because there's no decay at the same point in time, it's something else once more. So there's a lot of things to it that are I wouldn't say rubbing me the wrong way, but just are like unfamiliar in the sense of how to go about it. And for lack of sufficient insight, I've basically just been completely relying on the add-on, So if we're lucky that the guy who made the add-on is a legit, sincere guy, and not just somebody who's looking to, screw everybody over, because he could have gotten away with it for someone like me, that's for sure. He could have been sitting somewhere laughing hard at all the people he, at least for probably only for the first week, right, managed to mess with. Mindfuck. There was actually, I recall a situation from the private server I played on at some point on the it was Wrath content and the Deadly Boss mods. Some of the timers for some of the bosses were off for some reason, in the sense that the mechanics that were being executed for boss fights probably, you know, started a few seconds early or a few seconds late compared to what was the case from, let's say, from the official servers. And at some point on, there was a new server released, so a fresh Wrath server. And when you got to the point in time where Ulduar was coming out, it was known from one of the previous, let's say, alternative servers that they had, that the Ulduar timers were off, and so all of a sudden there's this new add-on being distributed, which is supposedly has these updated timers, and all the top guilds were preparing for that first Ulduar run to see who could secure the server first. And a few hours before the gates to Ulduar unlocks, somebody notices that the source code has been tampered with to an extent where the guy who has pushed the add-on, circulated it, has been, you know, specifically looking to target the high-end guilds. So he had sort of programmed it to, like, you know, have all the guild members unequip as many of their items as they could at like 10% health HP remaining on the final boss, and then basically just commit suicide, something along those lines. It was basically all set up as a grand scheme to try to secure a server first for his own guild by, you know, tricking everybody else into using this add-on so he could force them to wipe themselves when they were, you know, close to winning. Yeah, so will just coming back to the sense that you do actually have some degree of power if you know how to build an add-on right. If you have malicious intent, bastards. And then there's the complete noobs, add-on noobs who have no idea about how the Lua code works, who just ignorantly will install anything that somebody else says is useful, right? So thank goodness I'm not really the intended target. I'm not good enough at anything that I'm somebody who's sought after for to impact. I'm not even worthy of a random guy who has malicious intent. They don't even think I'm worthy of it. No healers. Nope. Tanks are going down hard. Yep. You can sort of conclude even now, based on the lack of coordination that is existing for Belinda, that this is not going to be a Navy we win. You know, there's no organization to it. It's not organized in any fashion. It's just completely random stuff. Everybody has their head up a different ass, just doing whatever they feel like. So perhaps this can be concluded that this might be a case of clusterfuck. AB fuck. Oh well. We're live. We're live for as long as it's gonna last. Who knows? Another case of a genius character name. I read it as a mix shite, but it wasn't. So okay, less of a reason to bash him for ingeniousness. Mix shite would have been better. Just for the fun in it. Nobody even going for the banner. Just everybody runs past it like, what is the purpose here? This could well end up being either a long game or a quick loss. This could well end up being a long game. Probably the most tragic thing is it could end up being a long, very ineffective game on top of that. You know? So not just a negative, but a double negative. All right. Excellent work. nobody here whatsoever. Probably need to group up some more people. Otherwise, it's gonna be a shit show. It did look, if looking through the BG chat, as if there was only one healer in the entirety of the on the entirety of the faction. So that will also have a big impact, of course. Mhm. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, maybe I'll make it. This could well be the longest game ever, I think. Dear God. How many times can I manage to dance back and forth? See if we can at least get them down like one at a time. Progress, however slow. Sometimes, you know, don't you just... Isn't it easier sometimes just to hope that the Alliance, you know, can get a quick win so you can get out of this hellhole? Right? When you know that you're not going to win, it's easier to hope, cheer for the others, so that you can get on with your life instead of being stuck here in a turtle game. And the only reason it's a turtle game is because your own faction sucks so horrendously. I mean, I know I suck, but my faction is usually able to deliver. We're 14 minutes in, and we haven't even made it across the bridge. Oftentimes at this point, the game is already decided one way or the other. You know, that just goes to tell you everything. Yeah, okay, well, so we're completely spread out everywhere. Mostly all the way back at the... You can hide a freezing trap inside those poles. Fun surprise for someone. Okay, that's... I did not know that. I have to try that just for the hell of it. See if it's possible. Ah, I see. Yes, you can, if you position yourself okay, you can pretty much have it concealed. All right, let's get on with it. Whatever this is. Pew pew. those archers have exquisite range, right? You gotta give them that. They really are good marksmen. They're basically shooting from all the way there to, you know, closing in on the bridge here. Pretty impressive. Ah, damn it. He reset. McShire, not McShite. Welcome everybody to what could very well go down in history as the longest game of Alterac Valley ever. We've been going for 19 minutes, feels like 19 hours. We've made no headway. I have no idea what's going on with the Alliance, but reading through the raid chat, it doesn't seem like they're necessarily doing all that much. It feels like a mid-game turtle event. Who has the most longevity? Who has the most amount of time and the least amount of interest in beating / finishing this specific game? I think that's where we are. I'm aging by the second, you know, and my life could effectively be halfway over even now. So, you know, these are seconds I will never get back. So, he was sneaky. He almost made it. It's a good thing that your pet is actually able to stick to him, so you can keep tabs on where he is. So that's basically been the most enjoyable thing that has happened this entire game, was those 8 seconds gameplay. Kind of sad. Maybe not just kind of sad, maybe it's very, very sad, actually. So what did you do this AV? Stood around healing, making bandages? Oh dear God. Okay. In fairness, looking back, a game length 20 minutes wasn't actually horrendous. It just felt like it lasted forever. I think we jinxed it, Sutella, when we talked about before the game started that you only needed 2 wins before you had the honor you needed, right? We broke it. Broke it big time. I need 11k. That was also, what do we get here? Well, okay. We managed to climb up to 2,000 honor. Could have been worse. Oh, I'm hoping to get... I have about 20 minutes before I need to actually log off and jump on a work call. So I'm hoping to get as close as possible during that time. 2.26k for you? Okay, yeah. So if nothing else, at least I can clock in, maybe manage one more game before I have to jump off, and then if I'm lucky I can get away with not necessarily being on cam for the work call, so I can maybe grind out the rest semi AFKing, just so I can put a check mark next to being one step closer and being done for the maybe for the week, for the reset. That would be nice. 11k at least is all of a sudden feasible. Let's hope you can. Yeah, there's a fair likelihood of you being able to succeed with just one game. Even even a game that doesn't go super well should still be enough, right? So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. So let's see here. I'm just gonna alt tab look at Discord for a second. So guild events for the week. If you're in the guild and you have the time, there is an event planned for tonight. Totana is making a Scholomance run. 8:30. If you're ready and available. And we put in an event for Thursday as well. 8:30. Depending on the number of signups, either we'll do a MC Trash or UBRS, something to secure some more gear for some people. So that's in scope, and I'm hoping, planning, praying maybe even that if possible we can try to do a MC for Sunday. So if we're lucky, maybe we can, if we get enough signups, we'll try and actually do a boss. If not, even just if we could actually get the MC Trash run, hopefully we can start to even just see some of the tier 1 pieces that drop from the trash packs. That's gear as well. So fingers crossed. I do need to make sure that that it's doable for me, but I'm hoping and praying that we could actually get somewhere. Let's see. For now, one more BG, and then I gotta go. One more. So last BG on stream, at least 11k to go. No, thank you. 11k to go. I'm thankful that I'm not working towards 418,000. I don't have the mindset for it. I really do not think so. I'll settle for chipping away little by little. "30 seconds, let's go. Come on." Pew pew pew. And they're off. Let's see. Once we get to Belinda, at least we'll have a better indicator of what type of run this one's gonna be. Has anyone been keeping tabs on how the whole OnlyFans project is going? Are they still going strong, or have they all succumbed to raid wipes at this point in time? I haven't been keeping up in past weeks at all. It's the little bit of time I've had. I've tried to keep tabs on how the whole Race to the Wolfers thing was going right now, so I have no idea if the OnlyFans project is alive and kicking or dead man walking. Of course, I figured that yeah, I was about to say it might be that as soon as BWL comes out, that they'll be back again. They lost some heavy hitters, but still going. Yeah. But I think it makes sense, of course, to say that they've succeeded what they needed to in the current phase, and now they're just waiting for BWL to come out so that they can sort of pick back up again. At least that would make sense from a progression perspective. At least now it's looking a lot better than it did last game, so we might actually have more than one healer in the battleground this time around. Big improvement. Much more clean, effective, quick. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. 12 minutes to go. 12 minutes to go before I have to jump off. Let's hope we can squeeze it in before, you know, finish on a high. Damage is significantly different this time around, at least. Like coordination of effort, things like that. The indicators are positive. Let's see how it goes, but still. Ouch. If you need to go before it ends, dismiss your pet produce. Yeah. It's fine. I mean, I'll if I have to go, I expect to mostly just jump off stream, because then I can probably finish this while sort of passively playing. So it's mostly a consideration for the stream ending if need be. He's bugging out. Wow. On more than one occasion. Where the hell is my pet now? Come on, you lazy animal. Oh yeah. Let's see how things are looking. Quick pull, go, go, go. Quick execution. Flawless. Come on. Let's see what we can do here. Time is a ticking. Oh, just spawn some more. Come on, we're wasting time. Not just in life, but in game. The horde are gonna show up before we get anywhere. Come on, guys. Damage is good at least. Let's hope it's enough. He's starting to run free. Keep him in check. 35,000. Ouch. Come on. 17k. 12, 10. Looking promising. Nice. Excellent. Hope you got what you needed to tell up. Awesome. Happy for you. You know, the worst part would have been missing like the last 50 or so, right? Needing to do one more for so little. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna unfortunately have to leave you. I'll probably be around in game, but I'm gonna have to jump off the stream for now. See if I can catch up on a work call. I will see you all later at some point. Thanks for now. As always, a pleasure to see you, to hang out with you, and for the support. So I'll catch you later. Take care. Have a great day. And let's see when we see each other again.